It's early fall in the Blue Ridge Mountains, so that can only mean one thing. It's nut season. Hickories have some of the most abundant crops in the forest, next to acorns. Hickories come in a variety of different forms, including the well-known pecan. Hickory nuts are a very calorie-dense wild edible. They have a high percentage of fat and oil. The husks of ripe hickory nuts should come off very easily. If the husk is adhering to the nut, it's probably unripe. I also like to keep some of the husks for later so I can use them for hickory smoke flavor. Black walnuts look a little bit like tennis balls on the forest floor. The crop from the wild walnut tree is actually a fruit, however, the outer hull is inedible to humans. But this hull does have anti-parasitic properties and is a dye. To test the quality of the nuts I've gathered, I like to fill up a 5-gallon bucket and pour the nuts in there to see which ones float and which ones sink. The good nuts will sink to the bottom and any questionable nuts will float to the top. In this case, none of them floated, so they all should be pretty good. To test the quality of black walnuts, first I'll have to remove the husk. I'm going to do it the old way, the way the pilgrims did it, with yellow rubber gloves. In all seriousness, the black walnut juices can stain your hands black for up to 3 weeks. Four of the black walnuts I tested floated, so I got rid of those, and it turned the water pitch black. The next morning I woke up early to make pancakes with black walnuts and hickory nut milk. My lean-to campsite is still under construction, but I'm going to make the fire here. I'm building a solid fire where the coals will last me 30 to 45 minutes. The pancakes shouldn't take too long to cook, but the hickory nut milk I want to brew for at least 20 minutes. Hickory nut meats are pretty easy to crack, however it's difficult sometimes to extract the nut meats from the inner chambers. I just try to extract the nut meats that come out easily, and then I use the rest, shells and nut meats combined, to make a hickory nut milk by placing them in boiling water. Black walnuts are a harder nut to crack. However, it's easier to extract the nut meats than hickory. Yet I can still see why whole walnuts are more expensive at the store than walnut pieces. It's so easy to chip them off or break them. I'm going to use the walnut pieces for my pancake, and then I'm going to use the hickory nuts to make a nut milk by boiling them in water. Hickory nut milk is a delicious beverage that tastes a lot like pecan pie in liquid form. I'm going to combine the hickory nut base with some of my reishi hot chocolate for a really delicious drink. The resulting drink was delicious. It tastes a lot like a chocolate pecan pie, which is one of my favorite pies. In a future video, I'm going to harvest some acorns and see what I can make from those.